Okay, so trade recap for Friday's trading. That is Friday 24th, July 2026. So for Friday, I was bullish, mainly from Thursday's trading, respecting this bullish order block right here. Now, in my previous video, which is 23rd July, which is basically Thursday's trade recap, I did make mention that price has the potential to trade or respect a PDRA and trade back into that PDRA to have an expansion. We have that. We have that here. Friday traded, Wednesday traded into this bearish order block here, and Thursday traded back up into it, and we had the expansion. On Thursday, we respect this bullish order block right here, and Friday we actually trade in down into it first, and then we trade higher, and price trades lower and closes below the open. That's why we have a bearish day here. But in essence, my bias was framed on the fact that Thursday respected this bullish order block. Now, I don't necessarily need price to trade back into the PDRA for me to want to take a trade, but that is something that if I see, I like and makes sense to me. So let us go into the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, price opens here, 12 a.m. New York, and we actually get a bearish power of three form, right? So this is actually a bearish power of three trading. So we open here and price trades higher, higher, higher from the open. Now, for me to be bullish or me being bullish, I want to see a move below the open, right? I want to see price trade lower first. Now, we do open up from the low. We do open up here, and we trade lower into that order block from the daily that I just showed, and we close higher within this 1 hour, 12 a.m. hour. We trade higher, London open. We go back into the order block, and we still trade higher. So this was really not good enough in terms of a power of three. I did like it. I remember during my Thursday's recap, I did make mention of price already trading into the order block while I was doing the recap. But what we see here looks majorly like, or mainly like, a power of three for a bearish scenario, right? Price trading above the open. For me to be bullish once again, I need to see a move below the open. So that is basically what I was looking at on the 1 hour. Price needs to go below the open. So with this, I was not really really willing to take a trade, but we will see why I did take a trade on the lower time frame, 15 minutes. By the way, this SMT or this higher highs is one of the reasons, it's the mainly the reason why I decided to take a trade. But we will see the 15-minute now. So here on the 15 minutes, this right here is New York 9:30 open. So 9:30 opens up with this bullish candle and rejects from this fair value gap. Now, once again, this was even looking more like a reason for me not to take a trade because price was trading into a fair value gap and rejecting from it. So what I would have preferred to see during 9:30 is a sweep below a low during 9:30. So that's what I would prefer to see. We did not get that, although we do have the 9:45 window, trade higher into this fair value gap again. So a lot of reasons for price for me not to be bullish for the day, to be honest. Right, 9:30 trading into a fair value gap and then trading lower. but I did still end up taking a trade, mainly because the 10 o'clock hour trades above the 9:45 just by a wick. But for me to have taken this trade, I had to see 10 o'clock break above 9:45, basically make a market structure shift. Price did trade into this bullish order block on the 15 minutes here. So this bullish order block was respected on the 15 minutes during 9:45. Then we have basically what I said on the daily is the same thing that's happening here. Price respects a bullish order block, then we trade into it again, and we begin to reverse, right? Another thing that I noticed here was this SMT. Let's go to NQ. This is the SMT. This is 9:45 right here, and then this is 10 o'clock. So 9:45 right here, this large down candle. This is the SMT. This is the SMT. So that was a good thing for me in terms for taking a trade. We were also below the open. Where is the this right here is the open. So we were now below the open. We are making an SMT. We were taking the liquidity below the open. We also traded back into this level here, this dashed line, which is the order block from the daily. And we also traded into this bullish order block on the 15 minutes. So a lot of confluences here that made sense to me to take a trade. I also want to note that we had the actual ES, that is S&P. It's a different no, it's the same S&P 500 market, but this is a different symbol from a different broker or a different market provider. That is a CFD. This is an actual index. So on this, I noticed that price traded into the same order block, but it was much deeper, much better, in my opinion, compared to here where it doesn't really reach it. But that was okay. It wasn't really that's not something that would have let me take a trade. So in essence, we had all those confluences. So I would drop into the lower time frame 1 minute to see exactly what I was looking at in regards to the 9:45 and 10 a.m. So here, the 9:45 highest high was here, and I was waiting for price to hopefully go above it, and it does. With this wick right here, we just poke above it, and for me, that was good enough to take a trade as a market structure shift. I know it looks like a very small poke above, but I don't really need too much. That was just good enough for me, and I was willing to go long off of that. So I went long off of price trading into this gap or this gap, one of these gaps anyway, this one or this one of them anyway. That was the main reason why I traded bullish. We had the 9:45 being broken above, and fair value gaps were presented. So I went long off of the 2022 model, which is what I trade and what I'm trying to make for myself. I went long off of that, and basically when I'm showing the execution, you see about 3 executions there, which is obviously not something I wanted to do. I did not have enough size on the initial position, so I had to take another trade and then close out that trade and then take the main trade that ended up being a loss. So definitely need to work better on my pre-market preparations or pre-trade preparations, making sure that everything is set before I take a trade. But anyway, that is the logic behind why I went long for the day or traded bullish for the day, even though a lot of things were pointing that I should not be bullish or I should not take a long trade. I basically read price how I read price, and that's why I went long. And we can see that on the 15 minutes, price does end up trading down a bit, even all the way to this bullish order block one more time, and it trades higher. My take profit was based on this low and the previous Thursday's 9:30 high, which is here. As you can see from the time below, this is the 9:30 high from yesterday, Thursday's trading. So that is basically what the logic was behind my trade. Like I said, you can see in the caption, it was a loss, but price did with price stopping me out and then trading to my take profit. But let's look at what the lower time frame, or rather my MT5 is saying. All right, later. Okay, so here we are on the MetaTrader platform. And this was the trade or the business, like ICT says. We break above the 9. This is 9:49, obviously within the 9:45 15-minute window. We trade above it and we trade lower. So I went long based on this exact candle. Price trades into the fair value gap. Obviously, it's higher because of the spread, but that's okay. And we see that I was in a crazy amount of drawdown, about 12 handles or 12 points. I don't know how it's calculated, but anyway, 12 handles of drawdown from here. My stop was placed here because this is the most recent low. So a 16-point stop, right? And I ended up going out of the position around here. This is the first trade with a 0.1 lot size. I closed it here. This is the second trade with another 0.1 lot size. I also closed that there. And then this is the main trade. No, right here. Here with a 0.5 lot size that ended up being stopped out. My stop loss was here. As you can see, it was stopped out right there. Trades a bit lower, and then we get the expansion for the day. Very nice expansion for the day from price stopping me out. Now, like I've said before, I've been in a kind of streak where price stops me out at break even or takes out my stop loss and then trades in my favor. In my last video, that's the thing that happened. I believe in the last trade recap before Thursday, that's the same thing that happened. I've been noticing it in my back testing sessions. It's a bit annoying, to be honest. Like I said, I do think that there is something to learn from that. Hopefully, I'm able to. My eyes are open enough to see what the gods of the markets are trying to show me. But that is just basically it for the trade, for my buyers, for everything.